All right, I'm gonna have to lay this one out because I'm pretty pissed off right now. Stick around to the end. I'll show you a way to what we need to do to stop this stuff, because it's just going to keep happening. The state of California is going to make all these generators, anything that's gas powered engine, illegal in 2022. So I want to ask you guys, how do you think you're going to paint a big giant building that, you know, some of these giant Amazon buildings and stuff like that, when they get repainted? How are you going to do that without a gas rig? What are you going to do, have 50 batteries in your truck? Already in California, all two-stroke motors for lawns and stuff like that are all outlawed, which is not that bad of a thing. But all those guys had to buy brand new equipment 4 or 5 years ago, and that four-stroke equipment is supposed to last a long time, and it's very expensive. So they had to buy all new leaf blowers, all new lawnmowers, the ones that were two-stroke, stop using them and use only four-stroke. So this pertains to all small gas engines, anything that powers equipment, anything that powers generators, gas sprayers, chainsaws. And chainsaws still they're allowed to have two-stroke because they need the lightweight, but they're not. They want to outlaw all of those and have everybody using batteries, or zero emissions is what it's called. But the question is, is it really zero emissions when you're charging the batteries at night and they're charged by fossil fuel generators? People say, well, the solar panels are all out there and everything else, but honestly, us construction workers charge our batteries at night when we're able to do it during the day, or we'll have to run an inverter in our pickup truck. So you're telling me that idling this truck for hours and hours is not going to put more emissions out than that little tiny engine inside that thing? I'm telling you, these guys need a calculator. What they said, what the reason they're doing this, and this has already been signed into law by Gavin Newsom. We tried to do the right thing by having him recalled, and the Democratic Party got all behind him and stood and said, no, we need him in place, and the Democrats still voted for him back in office. So here we go again. The Democrats don't give a rip about the blue collar worker again. This is the issue. This is really what this is about. This isn't about clean air. It's about politics, bro. Because the CARB is saying that this generator, or it says, this is what they specifically say. They say that the top selling weed eater or blower, of course, which would probably be two-stroke in the nation, the top selling, which are not legal in California already anyway, the top selling weed eater or blower puts out as much emissions as a Toyota Camry going 1,100 miles. Well, maybe on a two-stroke that would be true, but on one of these little four-stroke engines that's in this thing, I can tell you right now that that is a farce. That is a lie. So basically, the state of California is saying that you're not worth anything. You're a construction worker. You're not worth anything. Well, you know what we need to do? We need to stand up against these people and tell them, you know what? I'm not voting for you anymore. I'm not voting for you Democrats anymore. We want you guys out. Okay, get these people out of office. Because listen, if you're in another state, you say, oh, well, this doesn't pertain to me. Well, you know what? California, it starts in California and then it spreads everywhere. So don't think it's not going to pertain to you. You need to do something and get these guys out of office. Because if they're in office, they don't care about blue collar workers. They don't care about guys, construction workers. They think they're just a bunch of lackey junkies, and they don't think you're worth anything. Let's show them that we mean something, guys. Let's start voting for the Republican Party, even if you don't like them. You know, at least they're not going to do this stuff to you. One thing I've found about them is that if I email them, if there's something that I don't like about the policies that they create, like some of these things in Texas about abortion and stuff like that, is they actually listen to me. So I choose the Republican Party, mostly because of those reasons, because they don't care about blue-collar workers. They just want to take away your job or make it so hard for you to make any money that you can't do it. And they don't care if, all these gas taxes that they put in place affect the blue-collar worker the most. Who commutes into the Bay Area every day for work? Who has to commute into LA? They are all the ones that pay the gas taxes, and that's the contractors and workers. And what we need to do is unite and stand together and stop this nonsense by voting these people out of office. It's the only chance we have. It's the only chance. This is going to get worse and worse and worse. They've already put a law into place. In 2045, this pickup truck will be, you can't drive it in California. So everything is going to be on one power. And everybody says, oh, well, that's so cool. Everything will be green. We don't have to, we have all this clean energy and everything else. But you know what that also does is it puts us at risk for terrorism. Because if we have all of our eggs in one basket and it's all on electric power, and you can't store electric power, let's say, for instance, I can store gasoline power, but electric power I can only store a little bit of time. And let's say all the power goes out and you have no gasoline generators, and they're trying to even get rid of gas stations and having all this stuff just being all electric. All it's going to take is terrorists to come in and wipe out all the switching stations, and guess what happens? We have no food. This is ridiculous. This is stuff we need to stop now, because it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. There's another way to deal with this stuff, and there needs to be more diversification of fuel. We still need to be able to get fuel. We still need to be able to use it. You're not going to stop climate change by doing that. There's other things that are causing climate change. Manufacturing is causing the most climate change there is, and they're blaming it all on little things like this. This is moronic. You guys, we got to unite and go against these people. Start voting Republican. Talk to you in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.